Today's tutorial on Bataille Empire is going to concern the different formations that units can go into. We're going to cover infantry, cavalry, and artillery. First off, we have the line formation, and with our standard unit of 6 bases, a line formation is going to look like that. It maximizes firepower, but moves slower than a column. When we talk about column formations, there's a note at the bottom here. For simplicity, the column formation includes both column by company and column by division. So it's really, there's no differentiation on the QRS sheets for either type of column, so we're just going to go with a generic column. And again, for our standard unit, this is what an attack column is going to look like. If I can get my hands moving in the right direction here. That's going to be a column for a standard unit. And again, that can be it's going to symbolize either a company column or a column by divisions. Now we're going to talk about squares. There's two types of square. A full square can shoot from all sides, move slowly. Militia unit cannot form a full square. And then we have a column square, which is, in other rule sets, it's commonly called a closed column. Still pretty effective against cavalry for infantry, but not as effective as a square. So we're going to look at this. We're going to form a square here with our standard unit. There we go. Doesn't have to be exactly like this depending on our units, but that's pretty much a full square. If we go to a column square, which again is called a closed column, the back rank is going to face away. That's what we're going to do. And that would be a column square or closed column. Finally, for infantry, well, actually not finally for infantry, we're going to talk about detached skirmishers. That is the author's way of basically labeling an open order unit in other rule systems. Now, a normal standard unit of 6 bases, according to the rules, are going to separate into 2 separate units of open order. So and this is how you do it. It's got to be a UD of 2 inches in between the bases. So that's one of the 2, and there's the second. So again, one standard unit is going to break down into 2 separate units of open order troops. We're going to talk about what the author calls adapted formations. And this is when you go into a built-up area. And very simple, you can, if you've got a building you want to garrison, you either put the stands on the outside or the inside. It really doesn't matter. There's no exact formation. They're just spread out throughout the built-up area. Now let's talk about cavalry. Cavalry is pretty simple. The first formation is a line. And this is what our standard cavalry unit in line looks like. When we talk about column, this is how we're going to do column formations with the standard line. We're going to go 2 up and 2 back. It's a little different looking at the rules, but I think this looks better on the tabletop. Finally, we're going to talk very briefly about artillery. This gun is not on a base, I understand that, but basically when it's limbered, it's being pulled by horses, we're going to face the gun to the rear. For example, if you've got a standard unit here and the gun is coming up, it's going to face to the rear. You can also have a limber with it. I don't have those. But when it is deployed, you basically turn the base of the gun around to face the enemy. And that's it. Next, we're going to talk about sequence of play in the next video, which we're really going to get into the meat and potatoes of it. But that's it for today.